All right, garlic. Ooh, yes. This is probably a little more than normal. What should I say? We don't know. And this is when we add the wine. We are making a version of the sauce I grew up eating. I make mine a little bit different every time. Laura likes to call it my secret sauce, but it's not a secret. We are putting hot Italian sausage in it today. I'm a home cook. I'm not a chef. You know, it makes me happy. It's like therapy. I do usually put wine in my sauce. A lot of times it's because I'm drinking it and I can just throw some in to add a liquid. I do love fire roasted crushed tomatoes. So the store didn't have jalapenos the other day, so I bought serrano peppers. It was good.
Yeah.
And I like spice in my sauce. I don't know, it's not speed, it's technique. Like, I'd love to know how Lisa does it. Like, I'd love to see her chopping veggies. Yes, this is the part where everyone sees on my stories that I put in olive oil, lots of olive oil. So I like to get the onions in first. So I've gotten to a point where I don't feel like jalapenos are all that spicy, so I don't really think about them. But as far as like touching my eyes and whatever. But the serrano peppers were definitely a lot more. It's funny, I always think of Alton Brown when I cut peppers, because on Good Eats, he would always talk about, if you want the seeds, it's spicier, but like I don't want seeds in my sauce. And we're composting again, so I'm trying to keep everything, not throwing it away in the trash. I need to sharpen my knives. I haven't done that in a while. Still better than my mom's. But yeah, cooking is therapy. And right now I think we all need a little therapy. So whatever makes us happy, I think we need to do more of it. Being outside, reading, drawing, taking photos, cooking, spending time with small groups of people. Again, I like peppers, I like onions, and I like garlic. And everyone that watches my Instagram stories knows that by now. Here we go.
Yummy.
All right, garlic. Any recipe I follow that calls for garlic and it's like 1 or 2 cloves, I usually double it. But garlic is good for your immune system and it adds good flavor, and I like smashing it. Add a little salt, black pepper. Once it gets warmed up, like you don't want to overcook it, you don't want to burn it, which I've done plenty of times. So turn it down a little bit, and then get the garlic in there. So growing up, my grandmother we didn't call her Nona. When Nellie was born, my mom wanted to be called Nona. Nona is definitely a very common term in our family. So I figure like I should just call this almost Nona sauce. I don't get to make it for my mom very often. And so, Bud, you missed all the parts. And some salt and pepper on not too high because you don't want to burn it. And just sort of let them, call it sweat, like you're trying to get the onions. And then the garlic will go in there. So I don't even remember how many cloves of garlic was that. Now comes the fun part. Everyone tells me I don't ever do a final shot, so I'm trying to get better at that.
We should not do a final shot for your cooking show. Works though.
So, low heat, olive oil, onions and peppers, salt and pepper.
And garlic.
And garlic.
This is the fun part. I like to put crumbled sausage in our sauce. Mom would always cook the sausage, chicken, or pork separately and then put it in the sauce whole. But I don't like that. I like to squeeze out the sausage and cook it in all of the good stuff. And this is a lot of sausage. I feel like this is a bigger amount than I normally use. Sometimes it's good to get some frustrations out on the sausage.
I don't know if I like that.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
smash
Well, because you want to get it all broken up before it really starts to cook. Because while it's soft, it's easier to break up. If some of the bottoms started to brown while they're in the pan, it makes it harder to get it all uniform. I tend to make a face. I find that when I clench my teeth. All right. Where's my phone?
Yummy.
I'm like, ooh, that's awesome. All right. So I happened to open up some things the other day for a recipe, and I didn't need all of it. I have tomato paste already, so that's going to add that in here. You can go ahead and stir that up. And this is when we add the wine. All right, a little bit of liquid. Sorry, totally just splattered you in your best shirt.
What makes gravy different?
Wow, that looks amazing. I'm gonna add a little more salt. So now just let it simmer for a little bit. The longer the better, but because we were cooking late tonight, it probably won't cook as long.
You could.
Letting it cook for like an hour or two. Boomerang.
I thought you hated boomerang.
So we'll let this sit for a little bit. Oh my God, that looks so good. I am so hungry. And now we wait. We need to eat.
I feel like always you use a garlic press.
No,
Nope.
you obviously don't pay attention.
I clean it every time it's used, and it.
You did not do a very good job of cleaning this out.
Is this the part of the video where you complain about my dishwashing skills?
Yeah.
That I do all of the dishwashing too.
Most of the dishwashing.